Mr. Hill?
In terms of the public has shown up. Changing it to an action item, to me, we have the funds there, the need is there. I'm not going to pontificate. All I'm saying is, council, let's take some action tonight, and we can make time for public comment in support of doing this project.
Right. Do have a motion and a second to move item 6.2 to action item to determine whether to allocate the funds for Tam O'Shanter batting cage. All in favor of that, raise your hand. Opposed? That fails then. All right.
Skills enhancement. And I want to say something about the economics of our programs. We have tournaments that are literally, that is one of the largest economic drivers in the city of Kelso. What happens at Tam O'Shanter and those sports complexes down there? Go talk to the motel people when we have tournaments, softball tournaments, baseball tournaments. Go ask them how many people come here. We draw teams from the Western United States, from Canada. We get some occasionally, I think, from California. We put bodies in beds and put people into our community businesses through our summer sports programs. Major contributor to the economics of this community. We want teams that are highly competitive. We're all proud in this community of our athletes. They do not have access to the facility that is most basic in developing that skill set to make them representative on the field. They get one shot in others. There's no more valuable tool that we can give our kids than that cage. And on a purely economic basis, folks, it's already a wonderful program. All I'm saying is, let's put teams out there that have the best skills to best represent us.
Mr. Harvey.
Yeah, I was just going to be super brief. I had the opportunity of talking to Mr. Keel today, and really the infrastructure that the current organizations have down there isn't sufficient. So they're splitting their time between other batting cages, and it's really not sufficient to grow their organization. So I think this is an important project that we should all get behind. What I don't agree with is I don't believe that we could complete this project for $160,000, especially going vertical. So they're talking about indoor batting cages. So the facility itself is likely going to exceed that price unless the organization can find people to donate the work, as we've talked about for other things. But $160,000 is really light on a project like this. And so I think the next steps forward would be this council support the project or support the investor, direct the city manager to work in conjunction with the Kelso Babe Ruth group and come up with a good, solid engineered plan, design, and implementation, then bring it back to council so we can have this discussion a little bit further with more information in front of us.
Mr. Hill?
In point of fact, we have done a lot of research on both the building itself, the pad that is going to be laid in, the equipment cost, and the infrastructure inside, which basically amounts to netting. So there will be sweat equity involved in this. The major costs are the building. We have, I've got them and more than happy to show them to folks. I think a total of 3 for the construction of the metal building itself, and that is less than $100,000. The pad runs around $25,000. The equipment's going to run $10,000. I've given you all a breakdown of estimates on everything that it takes, and it still figures in about $160,000, and that would include moving the fence, which is going to be a necessary component. So I applaud Mr. Harvey for reaching out and talking to folks, but let me assure you that the number 160 is a really solid number. And if we choose not to take action on it tonight, then let's move forward and at least authorize Mr. Hamilton to begin the process of looking into the costs and getting some definite numbers and come back to council right away so that we can move this thing forward.